Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with the Roby. In this lecture, we're going to create a JWT, a JSON Web Token. When a user signs in, if they sign in successfully, we're going to return a JWT to them that they can now attach to future APIs for authorization. This is super cool. This is the most modern way of dealing with authentication and authorization. However, we're going to need to do some imports to get this going. The first thing we're going to need to do is pip install a specific Python library. So let's type in pip install, and with double quotation marks, we'll type in Python -JOSE, and within brackets, we'll say cryptography. Once that installs successfully, let's scroll to the very top so we can do some imports. The first import we're going to need to do is from FastAPI security, where we're going to need to import OAuth to password bearer. And the reason we're importing password bearer is because JWT is actually a bearer token. Bearer is a type of token and authorization platform. Let's now say from datetime, import datetime and time delta. We're importing datetime so we can add expiration dates to the token itself. And now lastly, we need to import JWT from JOSE, the thing that we just got done pip installing to our virtual environment. Alright, and now right under this, we need to add a few things to really add security to our JWT. The first thing we need to add is a secret key. A secret key is like the final level of security on a JWT, and it's really the signature that goes with the JWT token. So I'm going to say secret key equals, and you can make it equal to really whatever you want. I already have a string that I'm using as my secret. And I'm just going to paste it in. And now we need to create another variable called algorithm, which is going to be equal to HS256. Alright, once you have those created, let's go down under models.base metadata.createAll, and let's create a new variable here called OAuth2bearer, which is equal to OAuth2 password bearer. And as a token URL, we're going to say is equal to token. Alright, and what this really is going to be doing is we're going to be using a dependency which is going to extract any data or anything from the authorization header. Now let's scroll down, and right under authenticate user, I'm going to create a new function called create access token. So def create access token, and as the parameters, I'm going to say username of type string, user ID of type int, expires delta, optional time delta equals none. We then need to create a dictionary of encode, which is equal to sub username and ID of user ID. The first thing we want to check is our expires delta. If expires delta is not none, then we need to make sure that it's not already expired, and we can say expire equals datetime.utc now plus expires delta. Else, expire equals datetime.utc now plus time delta of 15 minutes. We then want to update our encode dictionary and make it exp is now equal to expire, which is the time it's going to expire. And then finally return our JWT, which is going to encode our encoding dictionary, our secret key, and our algorithm to make a real JWT token. And then let's scroll down to login for access token. And let's remove return user validated. And let's create a new variable called token expires, which is equal to time delta minutes equal 20. And now let's say token equals create access token, where we will pass in the user username, the user.id, and the expires delta of token expires. And now lastly, let's just return the token. And let's save our file. And we're gonna have to start up our server, so let's cd into to-do app. And now let's say uvicorn auth :app -- reload. Let's go to our Swagger documents and refresh. And here we can see that we have our post token login for access token. Remember, we have one user, which is coding with Roby. If we click login for access token and we say try it out, we can type in coding with Roby, and I'm going to say the password's incorrect first by saying test1234 ! With a letter at the end. If we execute this, we should get user not found. However, if we remove the A at the end and we now execute, we'll get this long token returned. If we copy this token and we hop into another browser and type in JWT.io, and we scroll down, we can paste in our encoded string here and see all of the information attached to the token. We get the header with the algorithm of HS256 and type JWT. We get the subject of who it is, which is coding with Roby, ID of 1, and when this token expires. This wraps up the lecture on how we can create an access token in a JWT, and I will see you in the next video.